Welcome back to the Hall of Origins. Today let's take a look at a character many might not be familiar with. So the majority of the Mario characters are extremely popular, and if you were to show a lineup picture of the core cast, I'm confident that most would be able to tell you the names of all of them. But there are a few that slip through the cracks of time. Such as... Bowser has a brother?
Kinda!
Well, before we tackle that, let's set the stage. In 1985, Super Mario Bros. Was released on the Japanese market, and it was a huge success. So naturally, a sequel was put into production which came out the following year. Super Mario Bros. 2, or as we knew it in America as Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. There's a whole big story behind that, which I'll probably get into someday, probably when I talk about Wart. But long story short, Nintendo of America thought this game would be too difficult for American kids, so it stayed over in Japan. And let me tell you, they were correct. In gathering this footage that you're watching right now, I died so many times. It was getting ridiculous. I can only imagine my young self back then trying to beat this. There would be no way. Throughout this adventure, you do see the normal enemies, but surprisingly, in the last level, we get to meet someone unexpected. A blue-colored Bowser. Once you get past him, you'll realize that the level continues on, which is odd for a classic Mario castle. But finally, you make it to the real Bowser, and like normal, cause him to fall into the lava. So naturally, you might be thinking, well, then who was that guy back there? Well, he plays similar to Bowser, where he throws hammers and breathes fire. I do think it's kind of funny, though, that if you stand on the right side of him, then he'll stop attacking you. He just stands there hoping that you'll go back over to the other side so he can continue his barrage. Not sure why he's programmed like this, but if I had to guess, I would say that the designers didn't think that you would actually stick around after you pass him. So who is this exactly? Well, according to some Japanese guides, he was referred to as the first Bowser, or fake Bowser. But things changed later on when Mario All-Stars was released. If you don't know, Mario All-Stars was a compilation of the classic Mario games, but included for the first time in America, the real Super Mario Bros. 2. So over here we got to join in on the torment that Japanese gamers had been going through for years. But an interesting change was now the blue Bowser had been changed to regular Bowser's color scheme. But the story behind him would change in the book Super Mario All Hayaka, where the fake or blue Bowser is now said to be a part of Bowser's family. But it doesn't specifically say how he's directly related to him. And in another guidebook, he is referred to as Bowser's brother. But then there was another source called Super Mario Complete Encyclopedia that also claimed that he was Bowser's brother, but this time calling him his younger brother. And Nintendo Power released their own player's guide of Mario All-Stars, where you can find this little insert where they call this character Bowser's twin. So this seems to be one of those Nintendo retcon situations, where at first he was known as Fake Bowser, and then they decided to change the story to make him as Bowser's family member, but even this was retconned again years later when the book Super Mario Paya came out, where it said that Bowser's brother was now a fake Bowser again. But then, to add more confusion, there was another retcon when the Super Mario Bros. Encyclopedia came out, where they claimed that he is different from the other fake Bowsers, but his true identity is unknown. Wow. Makes your head spin, doesn't it? It kind of seems like one of those Nintendo things where everyone wasn't on the same page. You know, like one thing is like this in Japan, but when it comes to America, they don't have all the information, so they put together their own thing. Bowser's brother sounds like one of those. Or rather, I would be saying that if both regions didn't refer to him as both fake Bowser and Bowser's brother, depending on the year. This whole thing is a mess. So what is Bowser's brother doing today? Well, not much actually. You see, he never came back after his few appearances in the Lost Levels. But that doesn't mean he's not referenced, such as in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and Ultimate, where one of Bowser's alternate color palettes is based on his alleged brother, or fake self, I guess. You know, I kinda hope we get to see Bowser's brother again. Heck, if Nintendo wanted to, they could 100% lean into the family angle and bring him in as a long-lost relative. I think people would be down for that. The fans seem to like him. Look at this awesome artwork by Eloise64, where Bowser's brother is included with the rest of the family. Come on, Nintendo, give us another Big Bag Koopa. But if we never see him again, in the world of gaming, there are no minor characters, only minor roles. Even if they only get the limelight every now and then, they still deserve their spot in video game history.